Basketball has given us unforgettable champions, impossible shots, and moments that feel frozen in time. But one question has survived every generation, every rule change, and every new superstar. Who is the greatest player the NBA has ever seen? Is it the man who turned perfection into 6 championships without ever losing in the finals? Or is it the player who has redefined greatness through 2 decades of dominance across multiple eras? This isn't just Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. It's 2 completely different visions of basketball immortality. And by the end of this story, you may not have a final answer, but you'll understand why this debate has become the greatest argument in sports history. Michael Jordan's story began in Wilmington, North Carolina, where failure arrived before fame. As a sophomore, he was famously cut from his varsity high school basketball team. Instead of walking away, he transformed disappointment into obsession. Every practice became personal. Every missed shot became motivation. By the time he reached the University of North Carolina, the competitive fire that would define his career was already impossible to ignore. When he hit the game-winning shot in the 1982 NCAA championship, basketball witnessed the arrival of someone who seemed destined for moments that others feared. LeBron James entered the world under entirely different circumstances. Growing up in Akron, Ohio, life was filled with instability. His mother worked tirelessly to provide opportunities while moving from apartment to apartment. Basketball became more than a sport. It became a path toward a different future. Long before he played an NBA game, national television cameras followed a high school teenager who carried expectations no player had ever faced. Sports Illustrated crowned him the chosen one before he could legally vote. Most athletes crumble under that pressure. LeBron somehow exceeded it. The NBA Jordan entered in 1984 was a league searching for its next global icon. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird had revived professional basketball, but Jordan changed its identity forever. His explosive athleticism looked almost unreal. He attacked the rim as if gravity didn't apply to him. Defenders knew exactly what was coming, yet they still couldn't stop it. Every dunk, every fadeaway, every impossible hang time became part of basketball mythology. But Jordan's greatest weapon wasn't his vertical leap. It was his refusal to accept losing. Teammates respected it. Opponents feared it. Coaches learned to build around it. LeBron's rise looked completely different. He wasn't simply the best scorer or the best passer. He was everything at once. At 6'9", with the vision of an elite point guard and the strength of a power forward, he challenged traditional basketball positions. Instead of forcing the game into one style, he adapted to every situation. Cleveland needed a superstar, he carried them. Miami needed efficient teamwork, he evolved. Los Angeles needed veteran leadership, he transformed again. Few athletes in any sport have reinvented themselves while remaining among the very best for more than 20 years. But greatness isn't measured only by highlights. It's revealed in the details people often overlook. Jordan attacked defenses with surgical precision. His footwork became a masterclass studied by generations of players. Every pivot created space. Every shoulder fake manipulated defenders before they even realized the play had begun. Late in games, teammates expected him to take the biggest shot because he wanted that responsibility. Pressure didn't slow him down. It sharpened him. LeBron approaches basketball almost like a grandmaster playing chess, several moves ahead. His passing isn't simply about finding open teammates. It's about creating opportunities before defenses even recognize the danger. He processes the floor at extraordinary speed, making decisions that turn ordinary possessions into easy points. His basketball IQ has allowed him to dominate games even as his athletic peak gradually evolved. Scoring tells another fascinating story. Jordan won 10 scoring titles because attacking the basket wasn't just part of his game, it was his identity. Defenders constantly adjusted, double teams arrived early, and yet he continued producing points with unmatched consistency. His mid-range game became nearly automatic, especially during the second half of his career. LeBron, meanwhile, became the NBA's all-time leading scorer not by chasing scoring titles, but through remarkable longevity, versatility, and efficiency. He can overpower smaller defenders, outrun bigger ones, knock down outside shots, or orchestrate an offense without forcing difficult attempts. His scoring evolved as basketball itself changed. Passing creates another split in philosophy. Jordan was an excellent playmaker when his team needed it, particularly during the Chicago Bulls championship years within the triangle offense. But LeBron has always functioned as the primary offensive engine. Entire systems revolve around his decision-making. His ability to elevate teammates has become one of the defining characteristics of his career. On defense, both legends built remarkable reputations, though in different ways. Jordan earned Defensive Player of the Year honors while routinely disrupting passing lanes and suffocating opposing guards. His relentless intensity often changed games before they appeared in the box score. LeBron's defensive peak showcased extraordinary versatility. He could legitimately defend every position, switching from quick point guards to powerful centers depending on the matchup. At his best, he became the ultimate defensive problem solver. Athleticism may be where this debate becomes almost impossible. Jordan seemed to float through the air with elegance that inspired an entire generation to be like Mike. His body control remains one of the most beautiful sights basketball has ever produced. LeBron's athletic profile is built on overwhelming power, combined with elite speed and endurance. Watching a player his size sprint coast to coast or chase down a seemingly certain layup redefined what people believed physically possible. And then there's the question every fan loves to ask: who was more clutch? Jordan's resume includes iconic moments that have become permanent pieces of basketball history. The shot over Craig Alo, the flu game, the final jumper against Utah in Game 6 of the 1998 Finals. His career became a collection of defining moments under the brightest lights. LeBron's clutch legacy is different, but equally compelling. His chase-down block in Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals remains one of the greatest defensive plays ever. His game-winning buzzer beaters across multiple playoff series demonstrate that pressure has never prevented him from delivering when everything is on the line. Yet comparing these players isn't as simple as comparing highlight reels. Jordan played during an era defined by physical defense. Hand-checking allowed defenders far more contact on the perimeter. Games featured lower scoring, slower pace, and relentless physical battles. Expansion had not yet fully reshaped the competitive landscape, and playoff basketball often resembled controlled warfare. LeBron entered an NBA built around spacing, three-point shooting, advanced analytics, and unprecedented player movement. Defensive rules changed dramatically. Offensive systems evolved. Free agency empowered superstars in ways previous generations never experienced. The game demanded different skills, different adjustments, and different leadership styles. So are we comparing players, or are we comparing entirely different basketball worlds? Jordan's defining moments built a dynasty. 6 championships, 6 Finals MVP awards, never needing a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. The Bulls became more than champions. They became a global phenomenon that transformed basketball into an international entertainment empire. LeBron's legendary chapters span multiple cities and generations. He delivered Cleveland's first major professional sports championship in more than 50 years after overcoming a 3-1 finals deficit against the record-breaking 73-win Golden State Warriors. He captured championships with 3 different franchises while reaching the NBA Finals 10 times, adapting to changing teammates, coaches, and styles throughout an extraordinary career. Neither journey was easy. Jordan experienced painful playoff exits before finally breaking through. LeBron endured crushing finals defeats, intense media scrutiny, and criticism unlike almost any athlete before, ultimately answering many of those questions on basketball's biggest stage. Every legend carries strengths. Jordan's relentless competitiveness became his greatest advantage. His scoring instincts, killer mentality, defensive intensity, and ability to seize defining moments created an aura few athletes have ever matched. LeBron's versatility may never be duplicated. His combination of size, intelligence, passing, scoring, durability, and longevity has expanded the definition of what an all-around basketball player can become. Every legend also carries criticisms. Jordan's career, while incredibly dominant, was shorter than LeBron's. Fans are left wondering what even more years at his peak might have looked like. LeBron's finals record has often become the centerpiece of criticism, despite the extraordinary challenge of reaching the championship stage so many times against historically powerful opponents. Legacy extends beyond championships. Jordan inspired an entire generation to fall in love with basketball. His influence stretched from playgrounds to sneaker culture, from global marketing to the NBA's worldwide explosion. He became more than an athlete. He became a symbol. LeBron's impact reaches beyond basketball itself. He's spoken openly on social issues, invested in education through the I Promise School, empowered athletes to shape their own careers, and demonstrated that longevity, evolution, and leadership can define greatness just as much as championships. History may never declare one unquestioned winner because greatness isn't one-dimensional. If you value perfect finals dominance, unmatched competitive fire, and the player who turned the NBA into a global brand, Michael Jordan presents an extraordinary case. If you value longevity, versatility, all-around excellence, sustained dominance across multiple eras, and the ability to redefine what a complete basketball player can be, LeBron James offers an equally powerful argument. Perhaps that's why this debate refuses to disappear. Because basketball didn't produce one perfect version of greatness. It produced two legends, two completely different journeys, two careers that changed the NBA forever. And maybe the greatest answer isn't choosing one over the other. Maybe it's appreciating that basketball fans were fortunate enough to witness both. So now the question belongs to you. When history remembers the greatest player to ever touch a basketball, whose story deserves the top spot and why? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this NBA Legacy Wars documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more cinematic basketball stories.